Day 3 post-surgery. We're back. Guys, real quick before I get going and I start blabbing, a lot of you have been asking me for more gym content, more fitness video. I finally did it! So, if you want to see it, go to the end of this video. I don't know which minute, I don't know how long this is gonna take. Just like scroll to the back. The last 6 minutes, roughly, is all gym content from today. I'm also taking you on a slightly different route today, so you get to see what the Belgian suburbs on the countryside look like, because all you guys ever get to see is nature, which is amazing, but you know, it's also nice to see all of these Belgian mansions, honestly, man, which is ironic because none of us are like actually rich. Well, maybe they're kind of rich, but if you are, Belgium has such a strong middle class, something, for example, in the US it doesn't exist. Like, you're either rich or poor. There's not really a middle class, and here we have this like super solid middle class. And if you're the middle class in Belgium, well, you get to, you know, fall the fuck out, basically. But it's funny, like, we have big ass houses, but then we're not really like, we're not as wealthy as it may seem. It's just that we prioritize building our own houses and renovating. There's actually a saying that goes that every Belgian is born with a brick in his stomach. And now I just spent 4 minutes talking about everything but the things I want to talk about. I guess this is always how it goes. Anyway, day 3, and you may have already been able to tell, you may have already picked up on my vibration, but your boy is flying so high. Oh my god, I'm just having the best day, a perfect day so far, honestly, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. You don't know how tired you are until you actually get some solid sleep, and then you remember what it was like to actually not be a zombie and to be well rested. And yeah, insert today, insert now. Last time I made a video, I literally had been up all night and somehow I was still functioning. But tonight, went to bed at 10:30 p.m, woke up at 8 a.m. So a solid, I want to say, that's 9.5 hours of sleep. I hope I got that right. Maybe even 10.5. Doesn't matter. A fuck ton of sleep. And oh man, I just woke up and I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Let's go to the gym. And so that's always been my philosophy. And I don't recommend this to just everyone, but I've always been a firm believer in the fact that when you are healing from heavy surgery, like, the most important thing is your body's ability to create new tissue, create new cells. And what is the gym? What is weightlifting? Weightlifting literally is making micro tears in your muscle fiber and then repairing them by inserting protein. So you are stimulating new cell tissue being constructed. So my bro science mind always figured out that if I had crazy surgery and I want to heal faster, I can speed that up by stimulating the muscle by going to the gym. All within reason. It's not the idea to go in there and train legs or do deadlifts and fuck up your central nervous system to the point where you almost faint and then you're just exhausted. Then that's not what we're doing. The idea is to do something that your body's capable of doing, that your body's used to doing, which in my case is arms. Obviously got a sick pump today. It was just so much fun to be back in there, rested, and the face, I feel, is healing just fine. You never realize how fun it is to walk around without a gaping hole with a piece of metal sticking out until you've been walking around with a gaping hole and a piece of metal sticking out for 4 months, and then all of a sudden that's gone, that's sorted, it's like all the things that we don't realize we have to be grateful for. I thought I was messed up not having shoes until I met me a man with no feet. That's how I feel right now. Just feel blessed, feel grateful, and feel so fit and strong. Even though, don't get me wrong guys, I still have quite a lot of pain. My throat still really hurts from the tube being stuffed down my throat to help me breathe during the surgery. That always really messes me up. And aside from that, obviously, I still have general pain in this area, but I have a very high threshold for pain, so we're good. Anywho, back to the philosophy at hand. I've been doing this since my first cancer 13 years ago. I was getting chemo, and in between chemo sessions, I was going to the gym, sometimes only for 10 minutes. Like, I would go do 3 sets and I would be exhausted. Like, also today, I am expecting a crash after this. So I don't want you guys to think this, like, I just ate, had a delicious lunch. I'm pumped up. I still got the pre-workout Total War caffeine raging through my veins. The pump is making me feel like a literal god. I can't even do it. Like, me just like trying to bend my arms, immediately my arms cramp up, and it's the sweetest cramp in life. I love these type of cramps. I'm so pumped up that I'm like barely able to walk without looking like an ape, and that's what it's all about at the end. Hello. She gave me the coldest nod. So yeah, I've been doing that since my first chemo. I've always been getting back into the saddle as soon as I can. And that's basically how I've always approached recovery. So again, like, if you guys are watching this and you're coming out of surgery and you want to get better, maybe don't immediately go to the gym, but like, try to walk. Try to hike. I also did an 8K hike yesterday. That was kind of like to feel out how I was doing, how I was feeling. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty lightheaded near the end. I definitely should have done a little bit less. Like, I take it to extremes, which is not the way to do it. But in general, I do believe that if you are trying to, bounce back from something, activity is the way. Start with walking, guys. Anybody can walk. There's no excuse for you not to try and walk, okay? And then you can build it up. Add some weightlifting, add some resistance bands, add some running, But whatever you do is gonna be better than doing nothing. In Dutch, we say rust roest, which translates as rest rusts. Could have said it in English, actually. I might have to get that one tattooed, because that's obviously one of my biggest mantras. Invest in your body, and your body will invest in you. Never forget, this is the one thing they can't take away from you. The one thing you cannot lose. This is the vessel to your soul. What are we doing? We are entering a secret little pathway. This is my getaway route. After I commit my crimes, I go straight to the Batcave. Ain't nobody finding me here and catching me here at night. I promise you that. Okay, so just between you and me, these are my little secret routes. What else did I want to talk about? I know I wanted to mention something else, but I'm kind of blanking. I'm so excited, and I'm sharing all of this energy with you guys that I'm forgetting like a whole last topic of this video. I'm pretty sure it was me basically sharing the general theory, of getting back out there as soon as possible. Like, my first cancer, I wasn't able to leave my bed, so I was just bedridden for a good 6 weeks, and I just melted away. I literally went in as a big ass dude, bigger than I was now, but I had a lot more fat. and I came out just like a skeleton. I lost 25 kilograms in a span of 5 to 6 weeks. That's another thing in the hospital. They never, in my opinion, provide you with sufficient calories to maintain your weight, especially if you are restricted to liquid calories, which is, they just like they make a hole into your stomach and then they have like a bag of liquid food and it goes straight into your stomach through a tube. But it's never the right, like, to me, doctors are always way too conservative in terms of how many calories you need, especially if you're a bigger dude like me, if you're into sports, if you have excess slabs of muscle just hanging on. They don't care about that. They want you to be skinny. That's what happened to me. I went in big and I just melted. If you just lay down and you never get up and you never walk, your body is going to atrophy so incredibly quick, guys. Movement is the way. Okay, and it's never too late. No matter your age, when you're watching this, no matter how old you are, it does not matter. I've been doing it like this for the longest. And I'll tell you something else. I'll be super honest. Being back, I've been seeing a lot of my peers, a lot of people that I grew up with that are literally my exact same age. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you something. The returns of investing in health and diet, they don't really show in your late 20s, nor do they show in your early 30s. Early 30s, man, the body's such an incredible machine. You can still continue to get away with so much. You can drink all the time, as many of my acquaintances and friends still like to do. You can eat like shit, not exercise. And if you have a good set of genetics, like, you're still gonna look decent. Once you enter that 35 to 40 range, boy oh boy do things change, man. You fall off a cliff. Before I continue, look at this. 1 second we were in the middle of civilization. Now here we are. All alone! All alone. Not a soul in sight. We do have to be careful because it is mating season for the so-called, in Dutch it's called buizerd. I think in English is buzzard. Buzzard. It's like a predatory bird, and they're quite big. They're like, I don't know, they're like a small eagle, kind of. Maybe that's me exaggerating. But they are, when they breed, which is now, they're highly aggressive. And I happen to know that 2 of them, a couple, have a nest right in those trees right there. And so we actually have signs up. People put signs up all across the environment, the area, like warning for this, because they've already attacked multiple people because they consider them to be a threat to the young. And what they do is they just come swooping down and they go for the head, and they just, literally, I just saw one, I swear to God, I on everything, I just saw him fly right there. I know he lives there. He lives in that highest tree right there. Okay, so that's him. That's him. Oh, hold on. Let me get this. Let me zoom on this. Wait. That's him. So he's already got me started. He's looking at me already. I gotta watch out though. He might actually come and swoop in. You hear that? That's him basically telling me to fuck off. So yeah, multiple people have been attacked. They come swooping in. That's him right there. See, right there, he's getting away. That's the other pair. So I think that's the lady bird, and then that's the guy bird telling me to fuck off. You guys might think I'm joking, but I actually have to be a little bit careful right now. He's right above me. He's right there. He might swoop in and try to take me out. which is actually a little bit risky because if he hits me on the scar, it might be bad. Look how close he's getting. He's right there. Yeah, he's not happy with me. He's not happy at all. Alright, let me get out of here. He's literally circling me. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna go take cover into these trees so he can't attack me. He's getting closer and closer, man. Part of me kind of wants him to attack because it'll be sick footage, but not really because it's not a game and I'm quite vulnerable with all my stitches. By the way, guys, if you're wondering, I'm not on any antibiotics. I don't have to even clean anything. I just have to like go over it when I shower. But my surgeon told me that all of these stitches will disappear by themselves. They'll just disappear. And he also used a type of medical glue to, to close everything. Oh shit, man. He's right there. He's not happy. I really hope my phone is picking up all the audio of him signaling to me. But it should. It should be a really good phone when it comes to that. Anywho, as you can tell, healing really well. I'm gonna wrap it up now because I feel like I ran out of things to say and the video took an unexpected turn with me being in the Belgian wilderness. So yeah, enjoy the fitness footage. Tell me what you guys think. Did I do a good job? I don't know, man. That's not usually my type of content, but I try to do as good as I possibly can. Stick around all the way to the end if you want to see my beautiful, beautiful ride home. Just also, one more thing. Having access to a car and just driving. Driving is so much fun. Driving is so much fun. It's like just in the car, got my music on, got my podcast on. Man, I am enjoying Belgium so much right now. And so guys, where we are now is where Horsey is. We did a full loop. Let me see, just before the end of the video, if I can get Horsey to come out. So once I figured out he's a stallion, hey, like, I need you guys to tell me how safe it is to interact with stallions. Like, are they aggressive? Because yesterday I passed by after my hike and he was eyeballing the fuck out of me. Hey. He's not going. He's not rolling. Alright, apologies guys. This was quite an uneventful ending. Enjoy the fitness footage. Enjoy the ride home. And the very last seconds of this video is my absolutely delicious lunch that my dad made for me with some burrata cheese and avocado on the side. Starting off today's workout with a classic front lat pull down. Over the years, I have built my arms, which I consider to be my strongest physical feature, with pull-ups. So I've just done a ton of underhand and forehand grip pull-ups. Now the thing is, you do put a lot of pressure on your forearms and on the elbow joint, and so I did really mess up my right arm about 2.5 months ago. So I've been nurturing an injury and I have not been able to do pull-ups, especially with this type of grip. So I'm slowly reincorporating it, but even with this one, it was starting to really hurt near the end, so I had to. Now here's an exercise. I was inspired by Sam Sulek. This is not like, if you guys may not know, but he's like the biggest thing in like fitness and bodybuilding, especially for young people. Super humble dude. He's kind of like the Bob Ross of bodybuilding. He has a very soothing voice and he just trains like a beast and he's very strong. And so I don't honestly watch him a lot, um, but every now and then I'll check in and I saw him do um, this exercise for the back. And as you guys know, like my pulling strength is by far my best strength. My dad always attributes it to the fact that our uncles apparently their job used to consist of basically um, digging out and pulling out tree trunks from the ground, basically with their bare hands. And so he always says that that's why we have such good backs in our family. He also says that every single time one of us was born, so me and my two siblings, that the delivering nurse or doctor always noted how strong our spine was. So yeah, little tangent there. I've always been a lot stronger pulling than pushing. Little flex, little classic physique posing. Boom, nice. Moving on to one of my favorite isolation bicep exercises. The idea is to just fully take everything else and especially the back out of it. I do that by really tucking in my elbows and really just like mind muscle, try to only let the bicep do the work and just fully squeeze. Like, note how I squeeze every time I come up, I do like a little extra squeeze. The upper part of the arm is not supposed to move, it's just the forearm moving back and forth. You can go really light with this because it's all about the squeeze. Okay, wanted to give you guys a different angle of the same exercise. I just love this exercise, it's so efficient. But full disclosure, this is actually a great example to show you how it is not done. I actually have really poor form with this one. So like the other part of your arm, where the bicep is, should kind of be horizontal with the floor. And my elbows are definitely not tucked in enough. Very sloppy form. Um, like you really want to like not do it like this, but I wanted to show you guys. Moving on to the single arm row machine. I'll tell you guys a little funny anecdote. So in my gym, we have a couple of the Techno Gym Hammer Strength line machines that are very typically painted like with this bright yellow and black, as you can tell. So we have a couple of legit Techno Gym ones, which Techno Gym is one of the premier brands, Italian brand, super good. And so the gym added this single arm row later on, and between you and me, you're not going to be able to tell, but it's actually a Chinese knockoff. So exact same colors, exact same machine. Like this machine also exists in the Techno Gym line, but it's not Techno Gym, it's Techno China. And so ironically, it's a really good machine still, and it really allows for, look at that full stretch, guys. Like when training back, it's all about doing the full eccentric. The eccentric means when you're on the back end of the movement. So when the weight is coming back down after being pulled, you want to control the eccentric, not let it swing, and fully stretch that lat, fully stretch it out. That's how you make the gains. Moving on to some, you guessed it, more bicep curls. Guys, when I talk about training post-surgery and activating the body and stimulating new cell growth, I don't want you to go and hit legs and go balls to the wall on squats or deadlifts and blow up your central nervous system. Like, I want you to do something that is relatively easy for you, something that you consider pleasant and fun. And for me, that has always been arms. Arms, like a leg day, that's hard. I gotta lock in for that. I have to like, everything has to be right for me to like smash legs. Arms, I can do arms at midnight. I can do arms any day of the week. It doesn't matter. It's never hard. It's the most fun thing in the world. And I'm like the first 4 years of my fitness journey, all I did was arms. And I know like um, people make jokes and stuff about my legs, and they say like you don't train legs enough, or what happened to your legs? The thing is, I was in a wheelchair. I lost a ton of quad tissue that was harvested to be used to reconstruct my face, and so I'm actually very proud of how I've been able to bring up my legs. The homie checking in, nice. I'm actually very proud of how my lower body caught up in the recent years. I feel like, and this is definitely a hot take, Gen Z lifters in the recent years, people are so obsessed with lower body and legs and squats that I see a lot of dudes now in the gym and they got good legs, but I'm like, what happened to the arm? There's just nothing better, man. They're like, to me, peak masculine physique is that big fat bicep and then the tricep just hanging on like a slab of meat, like a steak on the rear end of your arm, and then that bowl, that bicep. Like, there's nothing better than a juicier arm. Arms can never be too big. You can never have too many arms. Me trying to pose, hit him with a boom. Nice. And yup, more arms. You guessed it, guys. I just really wanted to show this video, not so much for the exercise, as it is the most basic exercise, a close grip bicep curl. But just, it's insane how my body has reacted to the Belgian food, to the Belgian elements. And it really showed in this angle, in this exercise. Like, I really don't remember the last time I looked this big. The only thing is, it is funny how immediately that little, like, my stomach immediately gains that little pouch of kangaroo fat that you can very clearly, you can see. And this was in the morning, so I can't even run with the excuse of having a full stomach. I just had some oats. That's the thing with me, and that's just my genetics. I have great genetics. I've been blessed. I'm tall, I'm strong, I got really good hair, good hairline, broad shoulders, all that stuff, great arms. But then, like, in our family, we all hold on and gain fat in that lower stomach area immediately. So, though I'm loving the juiciness and I'm so viciously pumped, boom, nice pose. Um, it's always like immediately I gotta deal with that little stomach. So the struggle is real, but we're not complaining. And if you're still watching at this point, I'm sure you're not gonna mind this last set of some lower bicep curls. Yeah, like I said, guys, today was all about just getting back into the gym, doing something that I love and doing something easy, and that's why it's not taxing. But then again, I also just wanted to take a second to admire, the physique. I'm not gonna lie, I have been half committing to a cut for the past month and a half, as you guys know. But then I came back home and I had all this delicious home cooking from my mom, and I just made the reasonable life decision to put things in perspective and recognize the opportunity of having access to my mom's cooking. So what that means is, yeah, I'm not gonna continue my cut when I'm spending a couple of weeks at home. I'll do my cut when I'm back in Mexico City and I have to fend for myself. Much easier that way. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys that general notion and advice as well, to never let the gym or fitness get into the way of enjoying life and recognizing the blessing that is in front of you. One last cheeky boom.